everyone, Prestissima here. Today, we're going to learn a little bit more about chords. As we've learned, when we play two or more notes at the same time, it's called a chord. Chords help us create harmony in music. When harmony changes or progresses during music, we often call these changes harmonic progressions. Since chords are involved, we also call these chord progressions. Harmonic progressions or chord progressions range from very simple to very complex. Some songs can contain only 1, 2, or 3 chords. Other songs contain dozens or more chords. These chords can be made up of 2, 3, 4, or more notes. A chord made up of 2 notes can be called a dyad. A chord made up of 3 notes can be called a triad. Chords with more than 3 notes are referred to as 4-note chords, 5-note chords, etc. When working with scales, keys, or modes, we can build or make chords using different notes of the scale from each scale degree. We begin learning about these chords by building triads from each scale degree. Triads are built by stacking thirds on the first or lowest note of the chord. The first or lowest note of the chord is called the root. It's at the bottom. For example, let's look at the C major scale. C would be scale degree 1. An interval of a third above C would be E. An interval of a third above E is G. So, the 3-note chord or triad built on the first scale degree in C major, on the C major scale, is C, E, and G. C is the root of the chord, the bottom. Here's another way to understand building a triad from a scale degree. Think of the first note as 1, the root. The second note is 3, a third up from the root. And the third note is 5, a fifth up from the root. So the interval from the root to the second note is a third, C to E, and the interval from the bottom note, the root, to the top note, the third note, is a fifth. C to G is a fifth. As you know, scale degree 1 is also called the tonic. Likewise, the chord built from scale degree 1, or the tonic, is also called the tonic triad. So the tonic triad of C major would be C, E, G, built on the tonic, or the scale degree 1 of C major, which is C. Let's identify the tonic triad for other major and minor scales. Here we go. All right, so let's look at G major. We remember a G major scale, right? G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G. Okay, so the tonic of G major would be G. Okay, good, we've already identified that. Now, a third above G is B, and a third above B is D. And D is a fifth above G, right? 1, 3, and 5. Aha! And that is our tonic triad for G major. Excellent. All right, that was easy. Let's go to D major. All right, that has 2 sharps, right? So we have D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. So what's our tonic? This is D major. Tonic is D. And a third above that is F sharp, right? That's 1, 3. And then what's a third above F sharp is A, right? And that's a fifth above D. We have 1, 3, 5. That's our tonic triad for D major. Excellent. Okay, next we have F major. Maybe I'll come down here for this one. All right, let's try F major. Remember, this one has one flat, B flat. We have F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, back down, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F. Okay, we already know our tonic is F. Very good. Then a third above that is A. Okay, and then a third above A is C. And we know that C is a fifth above F. 1, 3, 5. Our tonic triad. Very good. Okay, now we have the B flat major scale. Okay, we have not learned our fingering for a B flat major scale, so I'll play it with my third finger for now. But let's go through it. We know it has two flats, B flat and E flat. So let's try it. So we have B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, and then B flat again. Back down. A, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat. Okay, so what is the tonic of the B flat major scale? Why, it's B flat. Okay, and what is a third above B flat? It's D, right? And then what's a third above D? It's F. So, and a F is a fifth above B flat. Aha! There is our B flat major tonic triad. Very nice. All right, now let's take a walk on the wild side and look at A minor. Okay, A minor, we have no sharps and flats, right? It is the relative minor of C major. So let's play our A minor scale. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, D, F, E, D, C, B, A. Notice how that sounded different? Okay, but we're going to find our tonic triad the same way. So our tonic is still A, right? This is A minor. And then a third above the tonic is C. And then a third above that is E, right? And E is a fifth above A. So we have A, C, E. Aha. And that is our tonic triad for A minor. Very nice. Okay, special challenge. Can you identify and play all the tonic triads for all the scales that you've learned how to play? I'll leave that for you to do on your own. All right, let's take a look at the next page. Okay, in addition to the tonic, now we just learned how to build the tonic triad from scale degree 1, right? So that's the tonic triad. So in addition to the tonic triad, triads can also be built from all the other notes of the scale as well. So triads that are built from scale degrees, okay, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, are often named by their number and the word chord. For example, the tonic triad, which we just learned, can also be called the 1 chord because it's built on scale degree 1. The triad built from scale degree 2 is called, guess what? The 2 chord. Excellent. And the triad built from scale degree 5 can also be called the 5 chord. All right, so musicians often use Roman numerals to identify the chords of a scale. Do you know your Roman numerals? We're going to learn all the way through 7, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. 8 is the octave, and it really is just 1 again, right? Okay, so we have 1, this is a big one, 2, 3, 4, which is the I and the V, then 5, V, VI is 6, VII is 7, and then 8 is really 1 again, so we go back to 1, okay? And then we have the little ones, a little I, little 2 I's, little 3 I's, little IV for 4, little V for 5, and then little VI for 6, and little VII for 7. Now, what's the difference? Why are some of them big and why are some of them little? Oftentimes, the big ones, okay, the capitals are going to refer to major chords, and these lowercase, the little ones, are going to refer to minor chords. Triads built from scale degrees each actually have a name. So the two most important and the ones that we're going to learn first are the tonic. All right, we already know the tonic triad. We did that, built on scale degree 1, right? And then we also called that the 1 chord because it's built on scale degree 1. Then we have the dominant. The dominant is built from scale degree 5. And so we also call that the 5 chord. Very good. Okay, just so we can know what they're called, these are the names of all the scale chords. So if it's built on the 1 chord, that one we already learned, this is the 1 chord built on scale degree 1, that's the tonic. Okay, that's the tonic triad, the tonic chord. Then we have 2 chord, meaning it's built on scale degree 2. That's called the supertonic. Oh, I like that. That makes sense. Then we have the 3 chord, built on scale degree 3. That's called the mediant. All right, the 4 chord, based on the 4th scale degree 4, is called the subdominant. Okay, then we have 5 chord, which is based on scale degree 5, called the dominant, right? That's what we talked about. Those are the two most important ones we're going to learn first, tonic and dominant. Then we have the 6 chord, based on scale degree 6, called the submediant. And finally, we have our 7 chord, okay, based on scale degree 7, and it's called the leading or the leading tone chord. Okay, now we can also think of the chords of a scale as solfege patterns. Ooh, we've been doing so much solfege singing, right? So for example, the 1 chord consists of the solfege syllables do, mi, and so. And the 2 chord consists of the solfege syllables re, fa, and la. And the 5 chord consists of the solfege syllables so, ti, and re. So I'm going to show you some examples with our C major scale. So in C, do is C, right? C is do. So if we're going to play the 1 chord, we're going to play 1, 3, 5, right? Do, mi, so, mi, do. 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. Do, mi, so, mi, do. All right. Now, if we did a triad based on the 2 chord, starting on scale degree 2, we have re, fa, la, fa, re. Isn't that interesting? That's still 1, 3, 5, 3, 1 on the 2 chord. Re, fa, la, fa, re. Okay? And then if we go to the dominant, that 5 chord, starting on the 5th scale degree, which in C would be G, right? So if we play the 1 and then the 3rd and the 5th, we have G, B, D, B, G, right? So, ti, re, ti, so. And then back to our 1 chord. Do, mi, so, mi, do. Cool. When you sing the notes of the chords in patterns, like we just did, you're singing through a harmonic progression, or a chord progression. These are fundamentals of how songs are written or composed. So, challenge! We're going to play and sing them again, but this time you're going to do it in G major, D major, and F major. All right, we all know our G major scale, D major scale, and F major scale, right? So we're going to figure out the 1 chord, the 2 chord, the 5 chord, and back to the 1 chord. All right, for the challenge, you're going to do those on your own. Okay, now one more fun thing we're going to talk about is chord inversions. The notes in a chord don't always have to be played in the same order or position. For example, a C major triad could be written, played, or sung as C, E, G. Right? We've just discovered that is a tonic triad for C major, okay? Now, you could also do C, G, E. That sounds different, right? But that's also a C major triad. Or, because we're just going to do it in a different order. Then we have, let's say, E, G, C. That's totally okay too. Or even G, C, E, G, C, E. Oh, that's fun too. Okay, in addition, they can be played close together or spaced far apart on the keyboard. Okay, so I could do C, E, G, or I could do C, G, E. I could do that, or I could do E, G, C, or I could do G, C, E. Okay, if I wanted to do them far apart, or I could do them real close together. So, we have all these fun variations we can look at. So today, we learned so much more about chords. Our next song, Cielito Lindo, uses lots of chords in different inversions. So, keep practicing all your songs, sing while you play, and memorize everything. Prestissima out!